Hello everyone, my name is Helga and you're on my anime channel. Don't be surprised with all the Christmas decorations behind me because in Russia we celebrate Christmas on January the 7th, so it's still a holiday season here. It's finally 2021 and some of the winter anime titles have already started airing. So today I will try to give my predictions on which of them will become hits and which in my opinion can be left unnoticed. So let's go! I've put the most anticipated anime titles from various websites in categories so that it will be easier for me to talk about them and for you to perceive the information from this video. Most of my categories are based on the show's genres, but the first one is a little different as it's about the continuing titles. I mean the ones with second, third, fourth, etc. seasons being released. Of course, here I can only talk about the shows that I have had some kind of exposure to before, and in this season there are plenty of them. The first one that I'd like to cover is Attack on Titan, that started at the end of the fall season but is still considered to be a winter title. I'm not gonna spoil anything for the people who have yet to catch up with the series, but I'll tell you about my emotions in its regard. At the end of the previous season, I got pretty angry with the show because of the big reveal that literally changed my whole perception of the world presented in the series. So I felt kind of deceived by the author. I think these emotions are similar to the ones that the main characters felt when this information was thrown at them. But of course, when I found out that the upcoming season was gonna be the final one, I decided to watch it and at least get some closure to the plot. And now I'm surprisingly really enjoying it, finding its themes about war and its influence on people's minds really deep and important. So my feelings for this show have been like an emotional roller coaster, and I think I will be able to tell you whether I truly liked it or not only when I see its last scene. By the way, I also disliked the final season's opening when I first heard and saw it, but it gradually grew on me. I'll definitely also be watching the second part of the second season of ReZero. This one I also have pretty mixed feelings about and have no idea what the author of the story has up his sleeve. Same as with Attack on Titan, I can't say whether I truly enjoy this story until its lore is fully presented. So hopefully we'll find out more about it this winter. The next continuation most anticipated by me is The Promised Neverland. I really enjoyed the suspenseful atmosphere and the plot of the first season and curious to find out what will happen in the second one. I've also heard that there is a live-action adaptation of it that is coming out soon, and based on some scenes from the trailer that I have seen, it's gonna be cringe-worthy. And mind you, I'm not the kind of person who says that the anime version is always better. For example, I really love the live-action adaptation of Nana, and I actually find the Detroit Metal City movie better than the anime version. So I'll probably check this one out too, just to see how it turns out. The next two shows, which are That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime and Lock Horizon, I have had very little exposure to. The Slime Isekai I dropped pretty early because I couldn't relate to the characters and find something really interesting about the story. Also, for some reason, it seemed unpleasantly brutal to me. I'm sometimes sensitive to violence towards animals in anime, even if they are kind of villainous. And some scenes at the beginning of the show triggered me in this regard, so I won't be watching the second season either. Talking about Lock Horizon, I can't say that I didn't enjoy it, but I kept falling asleep watching it every night, so finally I put it in the on hold folder in hope that when someday I'm not so sleepy and tired, I will be able to finish it. However, it still hasn't happened. So I can't say that I will catch up with this series this winter, but as far as my prediction goes, I think the third season of it will be pretty good, and those who have enjoyed the first two won't be disappointed. And the last show in this category is called Yamishibai. It's a horror anime that has very short episodes and a specific art style. I have seen a couple of episodes from the previous seasons and found them weird yet quite suspenseful. It's like a collection of short stories based on Japanese city legends, and I quite enjoy this theme, so I think I'll give it a try. We're moving to the next category, which is Isekai. I've counted and found out that in general this season there are gonna be 5 Isekai shows. If there are some less known ones that I haven't taken in consideration, please write about them in the comment section below. So among the continuing titles there are ReZero, Slime Isekai, and Lock Horizon. And there are also gonna be 2 new ones that we're going to talk about right now. The first one is called Jobless Isekai and has the most generic plot ever. It's about an unemployed otaku who gets run over by a truck and reincarnates in a new world. However, a lot of people who are familiar with the source material praise this title a lot. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, my husband is a huge Isekai fan and watches all the shows that come out in this genre, so I'll probably join him this season too. And the second one is called I'm a Spider, So What? It tells the story about a girl who got reincarnated in a new world as a spider. However, she doesn't seem to be too upset with the situation and decides just to roll with it. Again, I've heard that the light novel, which this show is based on, is quite popular, so I think it will become a hit in this genre. Next, we have 3 slice-of-life/romance shows. The first one is called Horimiya, and it's about a girl who is cool and popular at school, but very different at home, where she has to take care of her sibling and do a lot of household chores, and a boy who is kind of the opposite. This premise actually reminds me of this manga series that I have on my shelves but haven't checked out yet, called His and Her Circumstances. It's in Russian. So this premise actually sounds like a very light-hearted school romance/comedy, which a lot of people might enjoy, myself included. The second one goes under the name of the low-tier character Tomozaki-kun. According to its synopsis, the main character is one of the best gamers of Japan who believes that life is the worst game ever made, until he meets a girl who starts trying to convince him otherwise. This one has drama among its genres, so supposedly it will delve into some more serious topics. For me personally, it's usually hard to relate to the characters obsessed with video or computer games, so maybe I'll pass on this one. But for those who are into this kind of stuff, I think it can become the next favorite. The third slice of life show is known very little about, and it has a weird name, which is Wonder Egg Priority. I don't know if mystery is gonna be one of its genres because it's not clearly stated, but according to its description, it's about a girl who hears a mysterious voice and then finds an egg that she needs to break in order to see the future. Maybe it's just metaphorical, but it sounds intriguing enough. The next genre on my list is fantasy. Let's begin with the show, the first season of which I have already checked out and really enjoyed. It's called Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies Moved to a Starry Town? And based on this long name, you can guess that it's a light novel adaptation. The main character is a boy who grew up in a very dangerous part of his country, and although among his peers he is infamous for being the weakest, when he goes to the capital city in order to pass the test and become a soldier, things turn out a little bit differently. I liked the first episode for its comedic elements and memorable main characters, so I'll definitely continue watching it. The second show of a fantasy genre is called Hortensia Saga, and according to its synopsis, it's about a girl who is the king's heir and by pretending to be a boy is trying to take back the right to inherit the throne. This premise actually sounds quite interesting to me because I usually enjoy the titles which have characters who are in disguise, and I think it will appeal to a wide audience. The next show that I want to talk about also has fantasy in the list of its genres, but the characters don't solely live in the fantasy world. They kind of travel between the two worlds using a special portal or something. I've already checked out the first episode of the show and found it very intriguing. They haven't put thriller in the list of its genres on Mao, but based on the first episode of the show, I think it also deserves to be there. I really hope that they will be able to keep the suspenseful atmosphere as the show progresses. There is also a bunch of sport titles coming out this winter. One of them is about volleyball, and it's not haiku. The other one is about skateboarding, and the third one is about a fictional team sport on ice skates. I may be a little bit interested in checking the third one out, but as you may know, I'm not a huge fan of sports anime in general. As well, we have 3 music titles. One about idols trying to save the world by their songs, and 2 about people wanting to become idols. I usually really like the music genre, but I have never seen a good anime about the idol culture, so I'm not sure how I feel about these ones yet. In general, they sound like something that has already been done many times before, so I don't think that they will become very popular in the international anime community. So that was it for my winter 2021 anime predictions. Share in the comments below the names of the titles that you're gonna be watching this winter. Maybe you'll convince me to check out the ones that I haven't mentioned or didn't pay much attention to in this video. Seriously guys, please leave some comments below because I feel forever alone, always asking you to leave comments and never getting any. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and click the bell icon to get all the notifications about when I post new videos. Hope to see you soon. Bye!